Pink Eye Princess is applying her, just for the girls at home, exclusive video content. This is some hexamidine diacetyl, courtesy of my local pharmacia. By the way, hot tip for the girlies. One way to spread pink eye is by preemptively putting droplets in your clean eye after touching your dirty eye. That's just some fun facts for the listeners at home.
Bonjour! The pink-eyed Parisian princess is back on American soil. I am happy to report that I am 1 week on antibiotics, an eye drop solution that quite literally could have been urine or Vagisil. There was a bit of a language barrier when I went to go acquire said eye drops. I don't know, but she believed she could, and she fucking did again. The retinas are raw, but they are clear. Fun fact, I recorded this week's episode last week, right when I got home, and the retinas were still a pinkish hue, and I completely scrapped the episode because upon reviewing the footage with my rosy retinas, I just wanted to make sure that Emma Stone made it to the Oscars without pink eye before I started sharing my story. You know, not to make her victory about me, but it is somewhat of a miracle that, I didn't spread the conjunctivitis, because she leaves the little conjunctivitis everywhere she goes. Somebody call Gina from Real Housewives of Orange County and get her to put it on a wood plank in the fucking casita. So, now that I'm away from it, I just wanted time to settle and process my grief and my feelings. Here is my truth. About a week and a half ago, 3 days before I went to Paris, last week I went into grave detail about how my son, who's not fucking sleeping, I've got a baby monitor just to my left because I'm a mother, a single mom that works 2 jobs, that loves her kids and never fucking stops. So go to sleep. Go to sleep! What was I saying? Yes, he shat in the bathtub. You know, I am a hand-washing queen. They called me hand-washing Helen on the streets of the 818. I'm so terrified of being sick. This is how I live my life. And I'm not a paranoid person, and I understand that this isn't probably gonna track well for that narrative, but I drive like everyone around me is drunk. I wash my hands like everybody around me has the plague. I wash my food. I act accordingly in preparation for any road bumps, and then when the road bumps happen, I will say I take them beautifully, with the finesse of a 150-foot yacht, but I try to plan. It's a bit of an OCD thing, so I really try to troubleshoot issues before they occur. So I am quite a hand-washing girly. Something slipped that day. I was so exhausted. I was just running into the arms of a martini. So 2 days before I left, maybe I didn't do as thorough of a job as I should have. I made a joke on Instagram. I will post the footage. Maybe we could screenshot it now that we have video. I made a joke about me landing in Paris with fucking pink eye. She manifests so hard, and she doesn't even believe in manifesting. This is what we call, once again, universal reverse psychology. I was saying that as a joke, and then it fucking happened. So I land in Paris like a jet lag quan, okay? The second you get on that fucking plane, you need to change your clock. And if your name is Lindsay and you traveled from Nashville to Los Angeles, okay, and you're going to pull the jet lag card, I want you to know that you're feeble, you're fragile, and you're a pussy. Don't ever, if you're on American soil, you're not allowed to complain about jet lag. It reads, I don't get out much. And maybe you don't, but keep that to your fucking self. It's not a cool look, okay? We got to be a little more rough and tumble. Okay, sorry. So anyways, I get on the plane. I keister my blue cheese olives. I have a shrimp tartlet, which feels very aggressive. Also, do we need a duck carpaccio on a plane? We do not. We do not. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, you're a cunt. Okay? No context. Just let that linger in the universe. So after participating in a shrimp tartlet and a duck carpaccio in the open blue, I took my drugs. I took my little 25 milligram of Unisom. I polished off with a little, a dabble do ya of the old Grey Goose, and foamed at the mouth, woke up in Paris, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, with something looming on the horizon of the retinas. I get to my hotel, I take a shower, I put my outfit on. Here's a hot tip. Sometimes you just need to break the seal, okay? When you land, you obviously pivot accordingly. You act as the time it is. It's mind over matter. But then if you're looking to go rogue and unhinged like I am, sometimes you just got to break the seal and buy something. What did I do? I sauntered in with my cloudy retinas and I bought a beautiful pair of sunglasses. Okay, and I'm going to put them on really quickly because I think that this now constitutes as a write-off. You're welcome. Fashion Week in Paris is a really sight to behold. It's like you dropped into a movie set. I mean, people are wearing like purple mink furs at breakfast. It's diamonds, there's fascinators, there's bags, there's jewels, there's like people are serving hot and nasty looks. I have never felt fatter, uglier, poorer, but alive. You know what I mean? And I wasn't anticipating that, but I was really trying to serve, and I wasn't even bringing like a bread roll to the table. And that's fine. It was a humbling experience. I appreciated it. Little did I know the most humbling experience was just right on the horizon. So I go out, have a beautiful dinner, have a couple cocktails, come back to my room, try to stay up as late as possible, watch Something Borrowed on my Streamcast or Chromecast or whatever, which is, by the way, okay, Something Borrowed is a great movie. It's a classic, great rom-com. The transitions and the production value are very Lifetime. Like, I hate the transition B-roll shots. Like, it's terrible. But the movie is great. And they've been teasing like a Something Borrowed 2 for about 15 years. Nobody needs it anymore. We're good. It served its purpose. Like, Dax. Like, I don't want to see where Jennifer Goodwin's hair is, like, in the modern day version of Something Borrowed 2, although it was a good wig. I would put my life on it that Something Borrowed, Jennifer Goodwin. Is that her name? For fuck's sake, it's got to be Jennifer, right? Let's call her Guinea. Guinea was wearing a wig. John Krasinski stole the show. Kate Hudson, a star. Do we need her to put out music? We don't. We support her lovingly, but I don't think we needed that. Coming from me, hilarious. The Princess Pop Star, also very unhappy to report that for the, 12th trip in a row, I have requested a pickup sign that says Pop Superstar Jacqueline Schimmel, and even after a confirmation email, still cannot get the proper title. But that's okay. So as I was saying, I take my 25 milligram of Unisom, which is a half dosage, by the way, and pregnancy safe. Not that I'm pregnant, God willing. Jesus Christ, that little fucker would come out with like red eyeballs and like a very large forehead. You can context clues that. That was a fetal alcohol syndrome joke. Jackie, stop! I swear to fucking God, Lisa. I swear to God, it's always a bitch named Lisa. It's always a bitch named Lisa that ruins the fun and is so not in on the joke. And if you have to explain the joke, it's just maddening. So I just can't. Lisa, this one's for you. I wake up the next morning, fully reset, an 8-hour block of sleep. I'm so fucking happy. I'm ready to rumble. I did it. I cut the umbilical cord. I left my family for dead. I kept up optics for a solid 2 days before my departure, pretending to be like, oh, this is going to be really hard for me. I don't want to leave the baby. Oh, I feel so guilty. Not a shrivel of guilt. living a lie, okay? I feel so bad. Oh, this is going to be so hard. My heart hurts. I was packed 4 months ago, okay? The second I got to that fucking airport, I was tits out, baguettes deep, okay? Bonjour. What is it? Bonsoir, bitches. I was ready to rumble, okay? I wake up on my first day in Paris, and I wake up, and I'm trying to open my eyeballs, and they're glued shut with some form of a Parisian secretion. That's the episode title, Parisian Secretion. Pink Eye in Paris is too on the nose. If your next episode's not titled Pink Eye in Paris, then I don't know what. Well, you don't know what, because that's not going to be the fucking, it's too obvious. Parisian Secretions, the title of my memoir. So I try to wake up, and the eyelids are just, it's not happening. It's not happening. And honestly, it gave me a little bit of PTSD, because if you remember, there is an episode, this is called a throwback, called Velcro Vagina, that was recorded in the height of coronavirus, where I was trying to tend to my womanscaping, and I ordered a Amazon Prime at-home DIY waxing kit. I then laid on my travertine bathroom floors, wide open, and got a little crafty with my stripless wax. Let it sit too long, stood up, tried to remove it in transportation of myself, of my body and my labia to the shower. My vagina sealed shut. Like, I thought the wax was dry, but it was a little still tacky. And then, the irony. And then I stood up, my legs, I had a fucking mile-long thigh gap back then. But the labia just sealed shut. So, anyways, enough about me and my vagina. So I kind of grapple my way to the bathroom. I find the light switch. I get as close as possible to that little beauty mirror, which is just, if you ever want to jump off a bridge, leave your family, get pink eye, and then look at yourself after, a bender. And by bender, I mean like a martini and a half. Don't get fucking excited. Also, please, I brought fake cigarettes. I'm not that fucking cool. Look at yourself in that fucking beauty mirror, and when you see every crevasse on your face and puff under your eyelid and a Parisian secretion coming out of your eyeball, you don't want to be on a high floor, okay? So I pry my eyelids open, okay? My eyeball is blood fucking red. I also, this is so crazy, I completely buried this. It's a coping mechanism. The first night in Paris, I had the most gripping, lucid dream. I didn't take Unisom. Okay. Get your shit together, Schimmel. I took ZQuil, which I've never taken recently. I'm lying right to your face. Hold on, let me take a sip of my matcha from my plastic compostable straw. Franklin, are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Take a look-see, Franklin. It's green, like your shell. Franklin is a turtle. What was I saying? Yes, ZQuil. Okay. I found a ZQuil in my suitcase, and I thought, maybe for the first night, I should skip to the hard stuff, So I took a ZQuil, and I had a dream within a dream within a dream. And in one version of the dream, like full Leo DiCaprio Inception, I was being poltergeisted in my hotel room. Like I was being pulled up again. I don't want to keep talking about being probed by aliens as a kid and being lifted up. I don't think I was probed. I think I was just observed and studied. But I had physical symptoms in this dream, okay? And I was being thrashed around in the bed, and I woke up and my back was hurting. But alas, I woke up, I was still dreaming. It was so crazy. I mean, I was foaming at the fucking mouth. So I was dealing with a poltergeist and a pink eye situation. I was trying to process both, and it was just a lot to fucking handle. I open my eyeballs. They are as red as an ultra tampon slipping down my leg. That's another callback to another episode. If you're confused by all of these metaphors and stories, you need to start listening more frequently. Because they're all good. Last week's episode wasn't great. I'm going to be honest. The camera threw me off. I felt very uncomfortable. The rosacea was popping. It's probably still popping. Oh, not yet. Not yet. We'll get there. Wait till we start talking about Vanessa Hudgens at the Oscars. Then I'll really start getting in a full fucking body hive. Okay. My retinas are as blood red as possible. Okay. Like bright fucking red. At this point, it was always only this eye. It was only my right eye. So hope was alive. I thought, okay, I have been in Paris for 12 fucking hours. I need to get my ass to a pharmacy and I need to load up and throw money at this problem. Okay. So I pop one fucking contact in. I roll through to the pharmacy. This is at like 9 a.m. There's definitely some severe language barrier. And I'm like, you need to give me anything you can. I will put nail polish remover in my eyeball. I am getting to go on the extortion of my beautiful friend who quite literally is doing philanthropy. Like, I don't belong. One thing about me is I know where I belong and I know where I don't belong. And I know that there is quite literally a 0% chance I would ever be invited to the Louis Vuitton fashion show unless I was friends with fucking Emma Stone, who did her girl a solid, okay? And by the way, the fact that she did me a solid and I almost gave her pink eye for the Oscars is just, I owe her a very large edible arrangement. While I was pregnant, I completely forgot about how brutal periods are, and now they're back with a vengeance. And I mean, listen, that week before, your skin is disgusting. You want to eat your own hand. Anxiety, bloating, all of the things. I have a secret for you that is going to change your life. It is so much easier to manage PMS with Estrocontrol. Estrocontrol is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth. It's a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. So Estrocontrol contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health. Sorry, I just got a twang there for a second, especially in women who suffer from PMS. So what's so crazy is that when I was pregnant, I felt amazing because my hormones were just in balance. And I realized that I really need to take a lot better look, care, and control over my hormones, post-pregnancy. And I've been taking Estrocontrol and it really has eased my PMS so much. I feel like my skin looks better. My cravings are way more controlled. It's truly, Estrocontrol was developed to help women feel like themselves all throughout the month, because like PMS robs a week out of your month and we don't have time for it. Time is money. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Jackie at checkout. Once again, for 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Use the code Jackie at checkout. Get Estrocontrol. Feel amazing all month long. You're welcome. It's a big, bad world out there, and I really encourage my listeners to be smarter and not get bamboozled by these fad diet trends that are just a short-term solution. You know what sticks? Sonobello. Sonobello is the only way to permanently lose unwanted fat and inches. So Sonobello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. Wherever you have stubborn fat, if it's like tummy, sides, thighs, arms, well, rest up, Rachel, okay? It's going to go away permanently in one visit with Sonobello. You can ask about their modern techniques to eliminate sagging and loose skin. Sonobello gives you your curves back permanently. No more feeling embarrassed, shy, and uncomfortable about your body. No more hiding in baggy clothes. No more lights off, okay, if you know what I'm saying. Be confident in your body and don't succumb to these fad diets, trends with no sustainability. if you want to do it, do it right. Do it with Sonobello. Give yourself the gift of a full body reset. You deserve to be happy. So schedule your free consultation. Learn all about micro laser fat removal. Sonobello is running a great special right now. Visit sonobello.com/Bible. That is Sono, SONOBELLO.com/Bible. So I shuffle my way, just, twitching as she goes. Shedding droplet. Jackie, really? Spreading pink eye through Paris? That's responsible. What the fuck was I supposed to do? Lock myself up in a fucking hotel room? Okay, I was wearing very large, very Jeffrey Dahmer, child predator, not the look I was going for, reading glasses that are the size of a windshield, okay? So the droplets were not dropping anywhere. I needed some Parisian wind in the retinas to heal, okay? I make my way to the pharmacy. I get 700 droplets. One of them was an eardrop. And fuck you not. One of them was for the fucking ears. I found that out, 3 hours too late when I downloaded Google Translate. But I am just dousing my eyeballs in all of these weird fluids, okay? I don't know what the fuck's going on. It looks like I got punched in the goddamn eye. It looks like I sauntered into a glory hole, okay, and got a big old dick in the eyeball. And then something else. Bukkake, which, by the way, do you know how confusing bukkake and furikake are? For someone who likes an Asian flair in the kitchen, bukkake and furikake, two very different things. I'm probably mispronouncing both of them, and I don't give a shit, okay? I'm a pink eye survivor. Conjunctivitis. So I'm putting all the eye drops in. Now, this is how you know I'm not very smart. I still had my left eye, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, okay? I still had one good eye. So I had a shrivel of hope that maybe I could just pop one contact in to the Louis Vuitton show and not have to wear these godforsaken, disgusting reading glasses that I desperately need to update. Instead, I started taking the drops and moving them over to my good eye. So now I've spread the conjunctivitis. It was a fucking nightmare. I was busting those droplets. I didn't care. At every nice restaurant, at every beautiful hotel bar, and any luxury boutique on Avenue Montaigne, just drop it, okay? Trying to nip this shit in the fucking bud. It only got worse. It peaked around day 3, where people were looking at me like I had polio. Here's the beauty of having severe hardcore conjunctivitis whilst alone in Paris during Fashion Week. Tables are scarce. And when you're pussing at the eyeball, they're not lifting the velvet rope for you. I was putting so many droplets in my eyes that it really looked like I had just been viciously dumped or assaulted or, something really dramatic and sad, because the hostesses, everybody felt bad for me. And it looked like I was just hysterically crying because I just had streaks of droplets coming down my eyes. So I got a table everywhere I fucking went. I will say that when I went to lunch at Les Avenue, which I'm going to tell you 2 things. Actually, I don't want to spoil. Les Avenue, the food's whatever. The vibe's impeccable. They put the pretty people on the patio. I don't do alfresco dining in Europe because I'm afraid of pigeons, so I don't mind being shoved in the back patio, in the covered patio. This time, pussing at the eyeballs, they did put me upstairs next to a woman in a Marciano by Guess purple bedazzled tracksuit, and I thought it was fair. I was like, you know what? It's fine. I've got mucus streaming down my cheeks. I belong upstairs in the very back corner. I understand the politics here. We're all good. So the pink eye, day by day, is getting progressively worse. Now, when plagued with conjunctivitis on your first trip away from your family in Paris during Fashion Week with a Louis Vuitton show on the horizon, okay, you have 2 options. You sink or you swim. You laugh or you cry. I had a moment where I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. That lasted all of 13 seconds. And to all the fragile Lisas all over the Instagram to be like, that's the worst. Oh no, pink eye's the worst. Have you been living in a bubble wrapped cocoon in a kibbutz your whole fucking life? Because pink eye, like on the Richter scale, is a 0.6 for me. I thought it was funny. I made pink eye my whole personality for 5 fucking days, okay? I miss my pink eye. I love pink eye. I want to get pink eye again. I'm going to go roll around in Leo's dog shit that I haven't picked up in 3 days because Andrew had to fucking leave me for dead for Nashville the day I get home. That night, he's like, you're going to fucking kill me. And I'm like, well, duh, but why? He said, are you going to be so pissed if I have to fly to Nashville? I have to finish recording this vocal for whatever. And it was important. So I was like, yeah, go, whatever. So I haven't picked up the dog shit. I just like, it's not for me. You know what I mean? It's, by the way, there's this little plot of grass where Leo goes. It is covered in dog shit. And I know it brings the coyotes. I don't care. I'm not picking it up. I've dealt too much with feces. But you know what? I do miss my pink eye. So maybe I'll poke a hole in the glove. My favorite thing that I used to do, okay, which I know that I've talked about. Remember when I used to go to the dog park, but then I couldn't go back because there was this old woman who parked up on an upper lot, and she had this huge like German Shepherd or Golden Retriever that was just jonesing for that dog park. And she was coming down a hill of ivy, and the dog lunged forward, and she face planted, and he was dragging her across the street like brittle and broken. And my windows were down, and I was crying, laughing so hard that I actually haven't been back since. Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I think about that. I close my eyes and I just imagine that woman being dragged by her German Shepherd across the street as she's wallowing in pain. And then like everything feels okay. See, like, look, just like a little sparkle in the eye, you know, for the girlies. It was so funny. It was so fucked up. I've never seen anything like it. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. There was this massive cunt at the dog park. And whenever she was there, I would always go to the little bag area, you know, where the poo-poo bags are, and I would take my chrome nails and I would stab little holes. If it was just me and her, and I knew her dog had just pooped, I would rush over to the dog bags and I would pretend to get one, but I would pierce the next bag on deck so that when she went to go get a poop bag, that she was probably going to end up touching her dog's shit and then hopefully contracting conjunctivitis. That's what kind of bitch I am. Okay? You fuck with me at a dog park, I will poke a hole in your dog bag, in your poop bag, so that you get motherfucking pink eye. Okay? And I'll do it with a smile, a tense, curt smile on my face, and you will never know what's going on. Goodbye. The end. Anyways, back to me and my conjunctivitis. You know what? It ended up making the trip fantastic. On the morning of the Louis Vuitton show, I thought, if God is good, okay, as a borderline atheist, please, for the love of Holy Jesus, RuPaul, Moses, and, you know, Beverly Mitchell, let me wake up with clear eyes. Not the fucking case. I was in my very much so raw retina phase where they just like blinking felt like my eyelids were lined with sandpaper. So I thought, you know, I wanted to get my hair done. I wanted to get my makeup done. I wanted to just like really say la vie the fuck out of that moment. But instead, I rolled in with my Jeffrey Dahmer glasses, foggy at the lens, and I was just dropping. The fact that Anna Wintour was a stone's throw away from me, by the way, I told 400 people that I had pink eye within 15 seconds of even entering the vicinity. It was the most glamorous, unbelievable, even though I could barely see what was going on. It was like Vaseline was like covering my eyeballs. It was the most deliciously fantastic experience. I had the best time. So I go to check in. This is the best part. It's like influencer central, okay? The photographers, people in front of the pyramids, everyone's doing their twirls. So when I go through security, there's 2 lanes. There's press and talent. And I kind of felt like maybe I was like, oh, I'm talent. Obviously, I'm a fucking pop star. So I check in, give them my name, blah, blah, blah. the security guard who's going to usher me like through the entrance or whatever looks at the woman at check-in and he says, is she press or is she talent? And the woman looks at me. I fuck you not. The check-in looks down at the list, looks at me, and she goes, press? And I was like, how dare you? You're a cunt. Love that for you. I get it. I respect it. I do look like a substitute teacher. I would like to let you know that I did purchase retail a Louis Vuitton wrap dress just for funsies. And I am wearing Louis Vuitton boots, and all these other bitches are on a rental. They're on a rental basis, okay? And if we're really talking influence, I'm just saying I have a very successful podcast where I broadcast my ideas, my opinions, and my life philosophies while these bitches are just dropping, you know, a fucking photo carousel that's heavily edited with clothes that the people can't fucking afford. But that's fine. I'll go in the press lane, you dumb bitch. Loved every second. I was like, got it, cool. Keeping your girl humble, pussing from the eyeballs. Got you, got you, got you. Then I was like, listen, this is so not me, but I am here. I should probably take a picture in front of the step repeat, which I would never in any other circumstance do. But I'm in Paris. This is probably the only fashion show I'm ever going to be invited to, especially now that I'm going on record saying that I did spread conjunctivitis. If anyone was in section A1, row 2, and you woke up on March 6th with a little bit of a crusty eyeball, send me your medical bills. Because I gave you conjunctivitis. Free gift with purchase. Not in the Louis Vuitton gift bag. That was just a little something special for my girls. Woo, woo, woo. I was on an antibiotic. I'm just saying, second row felt like a flex for me. Stone's throw from Anna Wintour. I couldn't stop fucking staring at her. I was like, this is unfucking believable. I was having an out-of-body experience. I was like removed from myself, watching myself apply eye drops a stone's throw away, and just being like, how the fuck did I get here? I'm in a private goddamn courtyard at the Louvre at a fashion show. Like, something in this building doesn't belong. And she's got eye drops shoved in her bra. You know, it was crazy. It was so much fun. I had the best time. I will say that in a moment of panic, I did start getting actually, like, genuinely, we could talk about it now because we're away from it. There was a moment where I was like, I was very concerned that I was going to give Emma Stone conjunctivitis, because even though I was on antibiotics, we went to dinner and then we went for a drink, and we were in close proximity, and I was like, can you, like, if you share food with someone with pink eye, can you get pink eye? Because I would die. Like, I would literally light my house on fire and drown myself. Speaking of which, let's talk about the Oscars, okay? Showbiz is my life. To quote the great Grandma Gloria, who FaceTimed me. I haven't talked about Grandma Gloria in a while because, you know, I'm just a private person who likes to talk about, you know, gluing my vagina shut, etc. My grandma fractured her hip joint, like a month and a half ago on her birthday, which is such a fucking bummer. She fell. It was a whole thing. So she's been in a rehab facility, like, you know, getting her mojo back. And just sexually, you know, abusing, assaulting, not really. What is the word? Sexually harassing. There's a difference. This is why I need to take that course that my lawyer wants me to take. Okay, sexually harassing, you know, all of the physical therapists over there, and they should be so fucking lucky. So she's on the mend. Chick, she FaceTimed me last night from the Oscars. She's like, what do you think about the outfits, Chick? I'm like, what do you think about the outfits? She goes, some people look so pretty, and some pretty people look so ugly. Oh, Jack, what is she wearing, Jack? I'm like, who? And she's like, the girl. I'm like, what girl? In the movie. What movie? That movie. No, what fucking movie are you talking about? Why is she wearing that, Jack? Jessica Biel. I don't like her. She's got a beautiful face, but eye face me. What are they wearing? I'm like, okay. So me and Grandma Gloria, we kibitzed on the best dressed, and obviously, like, we'll break down the whole show. Jimmy Kimmel did fine. It's a tough gig. Nobody wants to host these things because you just get ripped apart. I mean, the Joe Coy of it all. I felt like Trevor Noah did a really good job at the Grammys of keeping it light, fluffy. Jimmy Kimmel, he did fine. There was a couple awkward moments. The Robert Downey Jr. like drug thing. And you know, Lisa, her phalanges are just ready to rumble. Really, Jimmy Kimmel? Making jokes about addiction? It's a disease. Okay, lights, camera, action. We'll all be fine. Emma Stone obviously looked fucking gorgeous, okay? Like a shell, like an ethereal mermaid angel, okay? The peplum, I gasped. I gasped and I cried. Who else did I love? Carey Mulligan, stunning, delicious, couldn't breathe. Lupita Nyong'o, run me over with your car. So beautiful. I'm sensing a pale blue fashion front on the horizon. Dare I say it? Ariana Grande was quite triggering for me because she reminded me of my inflamed retinas. Oh, I loved that Margot Robbie was like, fuck you. I'm done with this Barbie press tour. I'm wearing black. It's a funeral for the Barbie movie. She looked pretty. I mean, the face, like, what are we going to do about that fucking face? She could wear the skins of my relatives, and I'd be like, she looks great. She's gorgeous. Carey Mulligan was wearing Balenciaga, which is interesting because Balenciaga just keeps coming back like a boomerang. I thought we were done with it. I sold my purses. Jackie, why wouldn't you donate? We're not there yet. You know, I'm not in that. We're not in that world yet. If Kim K is doing KimK'sCloset.com, I'm certainly going to fucking reel my Balenciaga bags that are just, we don't do it. We don't touch it. Never again. Never forgive, never forget. Would I love to put my fucking baby in one of those bedazzled harnesses, like a Timothy Chalamet harness? Think about it every single day. I think I know what the Halloween costume is going to be. Florence Pugh looked pretty. I liked it. I didn't love it. I totally understand what's happening with the structural spaghetti strap thing. Emily Blunt. Okay, beautiful girl. We have to do these caveats because, you know, this is the world we live in. The dress, I didn't love it. It felt a little amateur hour to me. She looks beautiful. The face was gorgeous. The hair, the messy bun, I could have done with a more structured hair. The shoe, I only saw a glimpse of the shoe, but it was giving Jessica Simpson Amazon Prime wedding shoe. It was like a Gilver platform with a little bow. It was giving Stuart Weitzman, and not in a good way. That's fucked up to say. It was giving Macy's. You're welcome. Let's be a cunt. Let's do it. Yeah, my best dressed for sure, because everyone is just dying to know. Lupita, Emma, Jennifer, a star in a polka dot. Oh, God. It's like Pretty Woman. Okay. Oh my God. How could I forget? America Ferrera in the mesh. What is it? Chainmail, pink, Versace. I slipped off my sofa. I'm grabbing my breast as I even talk about it. That's what I would have worn to the Oscars. It was an homage to my pink eye. I loved it. She's never looked better. The fit, the metal. Oh, I loved it. With the necklace, I loved it. Anna Taylor-Joy, she was in Christian Dior. I don't care about it. It's like anything that looks like Adriana Papel from Macy's is going to knock it off. I just can't co-sign on. Sorry. It's just my trigger zone. It's just my pressure point. Okay, I'm not going to keep going over the Oscars shit because it'll be beat to filth by the time this comes out. And I don't really give a shit. Like, who am I? Like, I'm going to start doing fashion consensus, although I will. She will. Okay, goes to one fucking fashion show with pink eye. And now I'm, editor-in-chief of Vogue. Okay, we need to talk about Vanessa Hudgens. She's pregnant. Yay. Okay. Who is her publicist? Vanessa Hudgens' publicist needs a severe raise. She is... This is the realest thing I'll ever say. Vanessa Hudgens is both everywhere and nowhere. I read somewhere that Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens are no longer friends, which I find to be interesting. You know, I'll speak from my own perspective. I have very little fallout with friends, and when I like someone, I'm all in. And when I don't like someone, we're just not friends. So, you know, I'm still friends with like people that I've like my whole life. Like my average friendship is like 20 plus years. Like I really write this one down. I don't burn bridges. I gild them in case I need to cross them later on in my journey. Okay, that sounds advantageous. That's not the point. I was just like rolling with it. Metals. So mixed metals. I thought that was interesting. Back to Vanessa Hudgens. She's pregnant. She was doing the red carpet coverage. This bitch is at the fucking Met Ball. She's at the Oscars. She's at the Grammys. How? What was that movie last year? Everywhere, Everything All at Once. That's how I feel about Vanessa Hudgens. And a kickball change with Julianne Hough to boot. In a parachute romper with a sequined bodice. That's what she was wearing to the fucking Oscars, which is just enough. And do I have to cut my hair now? Is everyone cutting their hair? I don't have the consistency in a jawline to have the lob. Like the effortless lob. Gigi Hadid did it. Julianne Hough did it. America Ferrera. Everyone has a lob. I cannot pull it off, okay? I've just got all my postpartum hairline back. I can't, I'm too Jewish, I'm too puffy, and I like the sauce too much. And like some days we're good. Some days we're not good. So no lob for Jackie. Vanessa Hudgens went to the after party. She was in a belly button ring and a thong and a sheer dress. And I'm all for, you know, bump empowerment. Go get it. The fact that she has a belly button ring in, I mean, tale as old as time. I don't forgive Vanessa Hudgens for her behavior on TikTok during the pandemic. That is a grudge that I have been holding on to for 4+ years. If you want to review the footage, it's probably still there. There was one video that Vanessa Hudgens put up. She's like, I'm a potato. And I'm like, this faux quirky voiceover, it's not doing anything for me. And she was just, there's another one where she's like shimmying. I'm going to post them for reference. I don't forgive her. And anyone that did like a cooking show, like if you're a top tier celebrity doing cooking shows, besides Jennifer Garner, she's the exception to the rule. I just don't forgive you for putting me through more trauma during a traumatic time. Vanessa Hudgens, Jessica Alba, stunning, beautiful. I'm sure a lovely person. You know, love her work with The Honest Company. Love her wipes. Don't love her on TikTok. And now we've said it. This episode of the Bitch Bible podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. I love BetterHelp so much. I think that everybody needs someone to vent to, and preferably a licensed professional. Okay, if you listen to this podcast, you definitely need one. Everybody does. Now, when I was looking to start therapy, I was very trepidatious because just the general therapy, traditional in-person setup was just not for me. It felt like very taxing and very expensive. BetterHelp is so convenient. You have a therapist 24/7 in your phone, licensed therapists. You can switch anytime. You always have somebody to talk to. It is a fraction of the cost of traditional therapy. So whether you're having relationship issues, self-esteem problems, career struggles, BetterHelp has a licensed therapist for you. It is such a genius company. I could not recommend it more. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/bitchbible today to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/bitchbible.
Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
This is Camp Counselors Podcast
With Zachariah Porter
and Jonathan Carson.
Consider this podcast your new favorite variety show.
Where the badges mean nothing.
And the drama means everything.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp.
We cover everything.
I have a theory that a chicken finger is the perfect chaser for a tequila shot.
No, because at the end of the day, I was a child actor who fell victim to an audition scam.
I'm going to be vulnerable for a second. Have you ever had to shop in a husky section at a department store? Then I don't want to hear it.
Honestly, I can't talk about this anymore. I'm overstimulated and I'm bloated.
From weird news and our current obsessions
To hot gossip and listener-submitted confessions.
nothing is off limits at this camp.
New episodes of Camp Counselors drop every Monday and Wednesday.
Listen wherever you get your podcast.
Lights out, campers.
Whilst abroad and solo, I had a couple altercations, like just internal altercations, observing people, places, and things that are just completely unacceptable. I was at one of my favorite restaurants called Freddy's. It's just like this amazing like tapas. Like they change the menu all the time. It's so fucking good. It's one of the only places you can get a salad. Okay, one of the only places you can get a motherfucking salad. My beige food consumption in those 5 days, like I have never been sexually aroused by the idea of a piece of Lachinto kale, a dinosaur kale. But I got to a point day 4 where I was like, I would dry hump like an iceberg lettuce ball. I would. Like if I saw like a plate of arugula, I would tackle a child and a puppy to the ground just to shove the roughage in my mouth. I was in such desperate need of greens, and I would try to go get green juices, but then it was just apple juice. Like I need greens. I needed them hard and nasty. Freddy's is a great option. Just write that one down. So I was sitting at the bar top by myself having a gorgeous Chenin Blanc and about 18 courses. The waiter was like, "You eat a lot." And I was like, do you want to get decked or do you want to get conjunctivitis? Because I will literally slap you in the face with my mucus on my phalanges. Okay. I was sitting next to this table of girls and there was one bitch, okay, that was talking the entire time. I'm hyper aware of steamrolling people because when I get bored, I want to change the conversation. And it's something that I've really had to work on because anytime I leave my house, if I'm socializing, I want to be having a good time. And if I'm not having a good time, I try to steer the conversation in ways that entertains me, which is unacceptable and disgusting. So I'm really trying to work on that because when I get bored, I just am like, okay, let's like rejig the format. I want to pivot accordingly. I'm bored. I've left my house. I've got a babysitter. Like, I need this to be fun. And if I'm not having fun, I just want to be home watching Bethany Ever After, okay? The divorce is near. I'm on my 3rd rewatch. They just went on the sailing trip, and shit's gone awry, you know? So it's called time management skills. This girl was 99.9% of the time talking, and she was just pummeling her girlfriends with the intricacies of her relationship and her day and her job, and she was just milking the clock. These poor girls couldn't get a word in edgewise. Is that the saying? We don't know. We don't care. And they would try to be like, yeah, I remember we were in Amsterdam. Yeah, like, and then, I mean, he calls me and he's like, when are you coming over? And I'm like, dude, you didn't even call me back. And she's like, yeah, you know, my aunt is just, she's in the hospital. She broke her hip. And then he calls me again, and she just would not let these girls, she wouldn't let them talk. She wouldn't let them participate. It was like, it was monologue hour, and these poor girls are just chopping up their burnt endive, trying to, like, you know, have some form of a conversation, which is typically A, B, A, B. It was A, and almost sent me to fucking AA because I was convulsioning. My throat was closing up. I wanted to intervene, and I wanted to be like, okay, time out, girls. I wanted to get a whistle and be like, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to finish your fucking story. You need to stop letting her get away with this. This is a terrorist. This is a terrorist at brunch, and it needs to be fucking stopped. She finally gets up to go to the bathroom. She probably needed a cold rag because she's just doing, you know, a 4-hour set, raping her friend's eardrums. And I could tell these girls, thank God they spoke English so I could hear every fucking word. They were like, wow, she really talks a lot. And I looked over at their table, by the way, completely listening the whole time. I was like, your friend's pretty chatty, huh? And they just started hysterically laughing. We all just resumed our lunch. She came back in like a fucking wrecking ball, just kept going. And I looked at the girls as I was leaving and I was like, yikes. And we had like a silent little chuckle, and it's just, you know, camaraderie in the streets, just fun. Pink eye and all. She's back. She had the best time. I really did have such a great time. And, you know, little pink eye didn't get this bitch down. It's the worst. oh no, your trip's ruined. I got so upset. I was like reading Instagram comments and people were like, oh no, your trip is ruined. I'm like, no, you're ruining my trip. Shut up. Give me 3.5 minutes and a fucking beautiful glass of rosé and I will lean in and I will make this my whole personality. I will make this fun. I will make this fun. No, it's you. You're the problem. It's you. I'll get over it. I love pink. Pink is my favorite fucking color. And by the way, the retinas were like the most, before they turned blood red, like a gorgeous coral-esque. Brie Larson, remember when she wore that two-piece to the SAG Awards? It was like that color. And let me tell you, that's my motherfucking color. So we're back. We're alive. We're pink eye free. And make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Jackie, how do we watch it? How many times do I have to fucking post a link, Lisa? Okay, go on YouTube. It's at Bitch Bible. The videos are there. You'll see some exclusive footage that you won't get on audio, okay? You're going to see me putting my eye drops in. You're going to see my rosacea. You're going to see my brittle Ashkenazi fluffy blow dry. And we're going to have a great gay old time. So tune in next week and love ya. Bye. Bonsoir. I hate myself. I do. It's too much. It's like I don't know how to land this plane.